Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're happy to have you with us and thank you for joining. We've got a great lineup of institutions here to present to you, but a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. This is a webinar. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. We do encourage you when you're asking questions in the Q&A to indicate which institution you're asking the question to, unless you're asking it to everyone. This helps our panelists get to those questions a bit quicker, and you can ask those questions throughout the entirety of our time together. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This presentation is being recorded and will be available, as well as all of the other presentations from the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair in about a week at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters. And first up, we have Indiana University of Pennsylvania Academy of Culinary Arts.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Misty. I'm the Student Services Coordinator here at the Culinary School. My job here is to work with students after they're admitted, but I also work a lot with the admissions process. So tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about both of our programs. As you might have guessed, we are a culinary school. However, we do have different options available to you. So we have a culinary arts program that you can get a certificate in. You can also get an associate's degree in applied science, or continue on and get your bachelor's degree. And there's some different options for bachelor's degree. You also can get your baking and pastry certificate, or an associate's degree in applied science, or continue on to some of those same bachelor's degree options. We're located in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. So for those of you aren't familiar with Pennsylvania, we're about an hour and a half northeast of Pittsburgh. So it's really easy to apply to our program. You're basically going to just go online and you're going to apply to enroll in either the culinary program or the baking and pastry program. Our program consists of fall, spring, and summer semester on campus. So basically you're on campus for 12 months, and then the last 4 months of your program, which is a 16-month program, you complete during the fall of your second year. So the externship is basically a chance for you to work in the industry and continue your education. So you're still a student, but you're getting a chance to actually get hands-on training before you're actually out in the world and graduated. So as I mentioned before, we have a lot of degree options. So obviously the most likely option you would do is the certificate program. But students can easily get an associate's degree in culinary arts or baking and pastry arts. You also can go on and get your bachelor's degree in hospitality management, food nutrition, culinary dietetics, or family and consumer science. So there's a lot of options available to you to get your degree. Now, there's a lot of fun stuff to do in Punxsutawney, even though we're a very small campus. We actually have a club that's called Culinary and Baking Student Association, and I'm actually the advisor of that club. So we plan all the fun events for the entire year. This year has been a little different with COVID, so we've had to do some virtual things and some different events, but it's really made us really get out of the box and not do our normal stuff. But we definitely have had options to do a lot of things, but we also have an ice carving club, and that's very unique. A lot of schools do not have that. So our students get a chance to learn how to do ice carving and get a chance to actually be able to take that into the industry with them. We also have a chapter of the American Culinary Federation here, which is basically the professional organization that you'll become a part of. So you can get to become part of that club while you're still a student. We do have a community center, which gives the students the option to use a lot of fitness equipment and so forth. And we also have movies and stuff at the community center in town that students can get involved in. But even though you're in Punxsutawney, you're still part of the IUP community. So you can go to the Indiana campus and you can participate in any of the cultural events. You can go watch sports and so forth there. It's just hard to participate in them because of your class schedule, but there's a lot of fun things you can do at the Indiana campus. As I mentioned before, the fourth and final semester of your program is an externship. You will do 450 hours on the job training at an externship. So basically, these are some of the sites that you're going to go to. This one down here in the right-hand corner is the Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina. We also send students to the Ocean Reef Club in Key Largo, Florida, and a lot of other places. So, and also this is the Marriott, I believe in New Orleans. So basically you go there and you work for 450 hours on the job. You're still considered a student. So you're still able to get a chance to learn, but you're going to get a chance to work at some of the 4- and 5-star properties out there. We have 100% placement at our sites, and all of our positions are paid. And actually during that semester, there's no tuition costs. So basically when you're out working in the industry, you have no tuition costs associated with that semester. And most of the times these lead to full-time job offers. So it's really easy to apply. You're basically going to send us your application, your high school transcript, and then the optional items are SAT scores, ACT scores, personal essay, letters of recommendation, and so forth. We actually have no application fee. So if you just go to our website and click on the application or click on apply now, you actually can complete the application. So basically, if you're a senior right now, we still have space open for fall, so you can actually apply for this coming fall. But if you're a junior, you can actually start applying as early as July 1st. So basically, right now, we're just doing a lot of virtual things, and I realize, I apologize, I did not update the dates, but we do have some virtual events coming up. If you just go to our website, you'll be able to see all of those virtual dates that are coming up soon. We have them throughout the summer. If you want more information, you can definitely get on our website and click on the request info and just send us your information. If you also sign up for tonight, we will get your information. My name is at the top, and that is my contact information. So if you have any questions, you are welcome to reach out to me. You can call or text me at my office cell phone. And these are our 2 admissions counselors as well. It can definitely help you out with any kind of questions you may have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have Albright College.
Hello, guys. I am going to share a presentation with you all. Okay. So, welcome to Albright on a screen. So Albright was established in 1856, and we are in Reading, Pennsylvania, which is a city with an atmosphere that's both rural as well as city-ish. So you get the best vibes of both of those sort of areas. We have a 118-acre campus, which is about 89 football fields in length. And we have a 1,600 day student population. Now that refers to our undergraduate students. And of that population, we have a 50% diversity rate. So 50% of our students have self-identified as non-white individuals. Now that is a diversity rating that we are constantly working to even further diversify, and we are very proud of. So academics, we have a 14-to-1 faculty-student ratio. So you really do get to know your teachers, and you will probably develop a nickname with them because you will probably really get to know them to a point that you are able to do that. We've got more than 50 majors, minors, and co-majors. Now, co-majors is something specific to Albright in the United States. We're the only college that offers this. So it's similar to double majoring, where in most institutions, you take 14 classes to fulfill 1 full major, so 28 for 2. But at Albright, you only take 7 and 7, so 7 for both. So the workload is severely truncated, but you're also still getting that thorough foundation in more than one discipline. We have 5 pre-professional programs: law, veterinary, and medicine, to name a few. We have internships, plenty of internships. Reading is actually a very small business saturated city. So there's always opportunity for that in the city, as well as in our alumni network, who are always willing to come out and help us give current students an opportunity to get hands-on experience. We have study abroad of all durations, whether it's a week to a month to a semester to a year, to all kinds of countries. And we have the ACRE, which is what we call the Albright Creative Research Experience. Now, with most institutions, you don't get to start doing real research until usually your junior or senior year. Whereas at Albright, you can apply to start in your freshman year. So as an ACRE student, you would work with a professor to pursue one idea, right? And with that, you would get a stipend to support your efforts. And depending on when it takes place, for example, if it's during interim, you will get free housing with us. And then you will get the opportunity to publish your work as well as present at a national conference with your peers from institutions all over. So campus life, we've got more than 10 different residence halls, and they range from traditional to houses to apartments to suite style, you name it. 5 different eateries, one being a sort of coffee spot, shop place. One is more like your fast food. One is more your greener eating. And then we have our general cafeteria. We've got more than 90 clubs and organizations, so many that I literally could not put them all on one slide. So here are our categories, but literally something we also take pride in is the fact that if we don't already have the kind of organization or club you're looking for, we have the resources to create it. So if it's not here, you can help us create it. So that's something that we allow our students to really take pride in here. So how do you get in? Easy. We've got 2 applications that we accept. The Big Red app is ours, which is free of charge, as is the Common app, which we also accept. 2 requirements, our only 2 requirements are the application and your high school transcript. So you send both those in, and right off the bat, you are applied to our school. We are test optional, and we do have rolling admission. So in terms of us being test optional, like it means you don't need to send us those things. Everything beyond your app and your transcript are totally optional. And they only help us get to know you more personally as a student beyond some numbers and letters on a paper. So feel free to send all of that in if you wish. Now, once you submit to us your application and your transcript, you are immediately entered in to be evaluated to receive between $6,000 and $15,000 in scholarship aid. And that will be based off your merit. So your grades that come from your transcript. We also have the Trustee Award, which once you send us your FAFSA, you will be distributed an amount of monies for that based on your financial need. The only 2 scholarships that we have that you need to apply for are our Davis and our Talent. The Davis, as it says, is a full ride, and the Talent is more art-based. So if you have a talent or a creative skill you want to show us, that's what you would do to get it. Legacy Award is for anyone who happened to have a family member who went with us, and United Methodist Award is for anyone of that faith. And that's our contact info. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Glenville State College.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria. I am currently a senior here at Glenville State College. So just a little bit about us. We were founded in 1872 as a teaching school here. We have over 147 years of educating pioneers. And about in the 1950s, we did switch over to accommodate for more degrees besides just education. We are located in Gilmer County, here in Glenville, which is in central West Virginia. We have about 1,540 students enrolled, and our student faculty ratio is 17 students to 1 professor. If land resources or anything to deal with land interest you, we do have 325 acres of wooded property adjacent to our land resources for any of the classes that they have out there. So on the screen, these are all of our degrees as well as our minors. We have bachelors of arts and science. We also have associate degrees for you. All of our bachelors are 4-year degree programs. Our associates are 2. Education is the longest running program because it's what we were founded with. The business degree is our most popular because it has the most pathways under it. And then we also offer bluegrass music degrees. It's a 4-year degree that we just recently started here. We do have a pioneer stage that goes alongside that, as well as an outdoor stage adjacent to our softball and baseball complex, for any of those who are interested in that. All of our programs do have a higher chance of job placement after you graduate here. And any of our faculty members here on campus are willing to help you with anything you need, regardless of if it is for their class or not. We do have a few exciting things here on campus that are new. We have partnered with Marshall University to provide 2 master's and 1 doctorate degree programs. Our 2 masters are athletic training and accounting. You would do your first 3 years here at Glenville, and then you would do your next 2 years at Marshall. And then for our doctorate in pharmacy, you would do 4 years here and then 3 years at Marshall. We are expanding the graduate programs as we speak to incorporate more so that it is easier for the students to be able to do that through us. So if you're interested in becoming a student athlete, you can go to our athletics page or contact the number on the screen to get with a coach. But right now we are an NCAA Division II school. We are in the Mountain East Conference. Here on the screen, you can see all of our sports that we do have. We do have in the upper right-hand corner is our Waco Center, and our Ike Morris Stadium is for our football teams and basketball. We do have state-of-the-art weight and conditioning rooms that were designed to mirror the most dominant collegiate programs in the nation. And then on the left side of the screen is our Sue Morris baseball softball field complex. So this is our admissions team, or our A team as we like to call them. Lexi, Larry, and Ricky. All of them are here just to kind of help you, guide you through the admission process and help you with anything and everything that you need. Any questions that you have, they can definitely answer them. You can go ahead and screenshot this information so that you have that at your fingertips. So what is next for you guys as seniors? All you would have to do is apply. You can apply. The link is on this screen. And if you do apply, just use the code #Pioneers and your application is completely free. The application should only take about 15 minutes. Once you submit your application, our admissions counselors will be able to get that put in and then be in touch with you. So your admissions counselors will kind of let you know what documents you still need to send and how to send them to them as we get closer to the school year. We currently are test optional, so you don't need to take the ACT or SAT to be accepted by us. And we are the most affordable 4-state in the state of West Virginia and in the surrounding areas. And the amount shown on the screens are per semester, but that includes your housing, meal plan, and your tuition. And then right now our campus is currently open. We are doing one-on-one visits as well as virtual tours if that's something that interests you. Just keep an eye out for any of the open house information that we have so that you could meet with our departments, our coaches, as well as any student organizations that are there that day. And thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Paul Smith's College.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen here. My name is Erin Ruthenberg. I'm one of the admissions counselors in our office. Let me just get this going. Okay. So at Paul Smith's, this is our campus here. We are all about experiential learning. So everything we do is going to be hands-on in the labs, getting the hands-on experience before you get out in the workforce. So it's all about the experience is kind of our go-to phrase. We're in Paul Smith's, New York, which is northern New York. If you aren't familiar with New York, we're right near Lake Placid, right near Saranac Lake. We're about 2 hours from Montreal, but we are surrounded by endless amounts of ponds and lakes and trails. We actually have a 14,000 acre campus. So there's plenty to do on campus, we like to say. So if you're a big outdoorsy person, then Paul Smith's campus is a pretty cool place to be. Here are our majors. So we have a lot of different majors that you can choose from. We have everything from natural resources to hotel, resort, tourism management, restaurant management. Our newest majors are neuroscience, human health and the environment, disaster management. There's a lot as far as that offers. We also have digital marketing, which is pretty cool. As you can see, there's different departments that you can look at. We also have something called integrative studies. So if you're interested in 2 majors or 3, you can actually meld 2 or 3 of them together and you can get your bachelor's degree on time and still have a concentration in 2 or 3 places. Our clubs and activities are kind of different from what you would normally see. We have your pretty typical clubs and activities, but we also have Adirondack Mycology, the Snowcats, which is snowmobiling. We have esports, which is an up and coming one. We actually just got a brand new esports lab. So it's upstairs in one of our academic buildings and it was donated to us. So it's all state of the art, all brand new and beautiful. Woodworking, you know, things like that. So if you don't see something here, this is only a select few of them. But if you don't see something here, it only takes 5 students to start one. And a lot of our sports, which leads me to my next slide, started as clubs. So there's some, you know, typical things in here like basketball, soccer, but we also have some interesting sports like bass fishing and woodsmen. So things that you wouldn't normally see on a campus or a college campus, but our bass fishing team, our esports team, and our woodsmen's teams are some of our biggest teams on campus. So if you're interested in starting a club as a sport, you're more than welcome to. And then they kind of shift into more collegiate sports as the years go on. So pretty cool. Rugby also started that way. So some of our bigger teams. Tuition and fees, what does it look like as far as, you know, how much does it cost to go to school? It's always the big question. And it sits somewhere between $43,000 and $46,000 a year. And no student pays ticket price because everyone starts off with a merit scholarship. We also give scholarships to students, obviously, that are need-based, but there are smaller scholarships that you can apply to through our financial aid office that are specific to Paul Smiths. We also have a scholarship through the National Science Foundation, and you study alongside the Adirondack Watershed Institute, and it's an extra $8,000 a year that you could potentially be doing research and getting that scholarship to do. It's really cool. They do some really good research, and it's really awesome on a resume. So you're already building before you even get off campus or even get into your junior, senior year. I should mention that anything that you are doing in the labs, you're going to be able to, you know, take with you wherever you go. So if you are a forestry major in the first week, you're starting to climb trees. You know, if you're a restaurant management major, you're in our on-campus restaurant or in our on-campus bakery, and you are, you're working and you're learning and you're kind of learning about the demographics and what they like to eat and what they like to see. We do have visit opportunities right now on campus. So Monday through Friday, we are offering individual tours. Select Saturday visit days we have throughout the summer. And then as always, we love to do open houses in the fall and the spring. Right now, we're getting our fall dates organized. So keep an eye out for that. We've got some pretty cool stuff planned with our faculty members. I should mention on campus, when you are in classes, we have around 800 students on campus. So your classes are going to be about 13 students to 1 professor. So, you know, one-on-one learning is absolutely important to us, and being able to have that interactions with your professors is super important. You're definitely not left in the crowd, you know, when you have classes that small. So I will throw all of our social medias up here. We have everything from, you know, the good old Snapchat all the way to the new TikTok. And so check out our viral TikTok that happened a few months ago, but feel welcome to reach out to us.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have DKU.
Wonderful. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lori Bregner, and I am a Global Recruitment Officer at Duke Kunshan University. I'll also refer to it throughout this presentation as DKU. And so DKU is a joint venture between Duke University and North Carolina and the city of Kunshan in China. So these two entities came together around a decade ago, and we started offering graduate programs in 2014 and then opened up for our first undergraduates in the fall of 2018. So currently we have freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. And by the time we have all 4 classes on campus, we anticipate having around 2,000 students. So Duke Kunshan is a really unique opportunity for you to study on 2 campuses, on 2 continents, and earn 2 degrees. So many of you are probably familiar with Duke University, pretty famous for basketball, among other things, and it's consistently ranked a top 15 school according to US News and World Report. And that's pictured down here. And then, of course, the brand new Kunshan campus pictured above. So as a DKU student, you would spend most of your time on our campus in China, but you would have the opportunity to spend 1 semester your junior year on the Duke University campus in North Carolina, kind of a reverse study abroad for our United States students. And then when you graduate with a degree from both schools. So you'd have that international degree from DKU, and then you'd also have all the rights and privileges of a regular Duke University diploma. So DKU is located in an extremely strategic location within Asia. It is close to both Shanghai and Suzhou. It is a quick 20-minute high-speed train ride into Shanghai and quick trip to Suzhou as well. And Suzhou and Shanghai, of course, are 2 of China's most dynamic cities. And here is a beautiful shot of the Bund, the skyline in Shanghai. As I said, it's about a 20-minute train ride to Shanghai. Shanghai is the world's largest city. It's a hub for culture, business, commerce, etc. So our students really love taking advantage of being so close to Shanghai. And our campus is located more specifically within Jiangsu province in China, which is China's wealthiest and greenest province. And although as a Duke Kunshan student, you'd have the opportunity to go into Shanghai or Suzhou very easily, you can also explore these ancient Chinese water towns pictured here, which are very close to the campus. I'd like to talk a little bit more specifically about the city of Kunshan now, which is where the campus is located. So Kunshan is considered a small city by Chinese standards of 1.3 million, but it is growing every day. It's actually considered a hub for entrepreneurship, technology, and innovation. Some might even liken it to a place like Silicon Valley in California. And we like to say that overall, DKU is your gateway to Asia and the rest of the world. So as I've shared, Kunshan is a dynamic city. You're close by to Shanghai. And then from Shanghai, you can use that as a jumping off point to so many amazing locations within Asia. You can just hop on a plane in a couple of hours. You can be to Beijing. From there, you can tour the Great Wall of China. You're also only a few hours to both Korea and Japan. And of course, as I shared earlier, an integral part of the DKU experience is studying on the Duke University campus in Durham, North Carolina. And here's a beautiful shot of the Duke campus in the fall with the beautiful Gothic architecture and changing leaves. And I will tell you that Durham is also a strategic location within the United States. So it is about a 4-hour drive from Washington, DC, about a 1-hour plane ride to New York City, and of course, it's home to not only Duke University, but 2 other Tier 1 research institutions, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and North Carolina State University. So the Duke Kunshan campus has really impressive facilities, state-of-the-art labs, dorms, artificial intelligence labs. It is also a LEED certified campus, which means that all of the buildings are built to green and sustainable standards. And now that I've told you a little bit about the location and the campus, I'll tell you a little bit more about our students. So we have an incredibly diverse student body. We have students representing over 50 nationalities from 6 continents. And about 60% of our students are from different provinces all over China, and the rest are international students. So as a US student, you would be considered an international student. And we have students from over 30 countries. We have a very high academic profile. Our average GPA for this past year was a 3.9. And as you can see, also high SAT and ACT scores. And I think we're wrapping up here. So I just want to say, who are we looking for? We're looking for students who are really open-minded, excited about China and the world, and who really want to solve the world's most pressing issues. So if this sounds like you, we'd love to have you apply via the common application. You're also welcome to check us out on all of these social media channels. So if this has intrigued you and you think you might want to study in another country for college, but you also want a top degree from a US school, Duke University, please check us out.
Thank you so much. And next up, we have Temple University.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Maya Morgan. I am a first-year counselor at Temple. I am responsible for Northeastern PA and Central PA, and I also review applicants who are applying to Boyer College of Music and Dance academically. As most of you all know, our main campus is located in North Philadelphia. We have just over 27,000 undergraduate students on our main campus. We offer over 150 plus majors in any area that you can think of, from architecture, horticulture, business, psychology, education, and anything in between. We are Philadelphia's public research institution. We have an R1 Carnegie ranking, so we have world-class labs and facilities on our campus that attract scientists and researchers from all over the world to Philadelphia to utilize our facilities, and in turn for us opening our doors, they will be teaching some of your classes. So not only are you going to get a world-class education at an affordable price, but you'll be learning from some of the best people in your field. Additionally, Philadelphia is a second classroom for all of our majors, so you all can utilize the city for hands-on experience through interning and networking as well. We have several campuses spread throughout Pennsylvania as well as internationally. We have a Center City campus, which is about 10 or 15 minutes away from our main campus. If you head northbound from our main campus, we have a health sciences campus that houses Temple University Hospital. Our pharmacy, medical, and dental schools are also housed up there. If you head outside the city about 45 minutes, you'll run into our Ambler campus, and that houses landscape architecture as well as horticulture. If you hop over the Atlantic Pond, I like to call it, or the Atlantic Ocean, you'll run into our Rome, Italy campus, which is a first-year experience campus. You all can apply directly there, spend the entirety of your first year in Rome, Italy, and then head back down to our main campus to finish out the rest of your academic career. If you continue eastbound, you'll run into our Tokyo, Japan campus, which is a 4-year degree granting university. Again, you all can apply directly there, utilizing our Common App, and spend the entirety of your college career in Tokyo, Japan, graduate with a Temple degree, and never step foot on our main campus in Philadelphia. We are a D1 sports school, so we do have, our 2 most popular are basketball and football. We have over 350 clubs and organizations in all areas, from a cheesesteak eating club, a water ice eating club. We even have a ghost hunting club, which, fun fact, our founder and his wife are buried in the middle of campus. I don't know if that's fun or creepy, but I always love to mention that for students. When you all submit your common application, when seeking admission to Temple, we will automatically review you for our honors program, admission to whichever program you're interested in, as well as merit-based scholarships. Our honors program is pretty neat for 3 reasons. We offer a smaller class size, priority registration, as well as the opportunity to be in a living and learning community and live amongst your peers that are also in the honors program. We offer pre-professional programs such as law, medical, pharmacy, physical therapy, and any other program that will require you to go to a professional school post-graduation as a track. So you pretty much can major in whatever you are interested in at the undergraduate level, and you'll get a second academic advisor that ensures that you are staying on track to be prepared for your MCATs or your LSATs, whatever professional tests you have to take to be admissible. They'll help you with the application process, interview process, and any other materials that you'll need to compile. So by the time you walk across the stage for graduation with your bachelor's degree, you'll be prepared to move on to the next chapter of your academic career. We have 17 schools and colleges in total. 12 are for undergraduate programs for our students, and then the remaining 5 are podiatry, pharmacy, medical, law, and dental school, which I mentioned previously. We are a Common App exclusive school, so that is the only place that you all will be able to apply to Temple. We have 2 application deadlines, which is our early action deadline. That is non-binding. You all are not obligated nor committed to attend Temple. If you apply utilizing our early action deadline, it is simply for you all to get the soonest response possible. If you need a little bit of additional time to complete your application, I like to call it dotting your I's and crossing your T's. You can utilize our regular decision deadline, which is February 1. We have no preference, whichever one works out best for you. In addition to submitting your common application, you all will also need to complete a self-reported transcript, as well as submit any of your standardized test scores, or we have been test optional for several years prior to the pandemic. So that's also an option for you all. If you look down in the bottom corner where it says first year profile, that gives you an idea of the average students that are applying to Temple. If you are a freshman, sophomore, or junior, the numbers will average. The numbers will vary. So I always recommend to reach out right before you begin to apply so that you can get an idea of, again, the averages. They're not minimums or requirements to be admissible to Temple, but it just gives you an idea of students that are, applying and admissible and also receiving consideration for merit-based scholarships from our office. And one last thing that I always love to plug, you will receive an email about 2 or 3 days after you submit your common application to create a TU portal, and that will be your line of communication with us, and you'll get your final admissions decision through there. I'm going to hop to the end. If you all would like to learn a little bit more about Temple in more than 6 minutes, you all can hop on our admissions website and register for a virtual information session, which we have available daily. And we're also open for in-person tours. And I'm going to drop my contact info on the chat if you all would like to reach out to me directly.
Thank you so much. So at this point in time, we do have some time for a round robin style Q&A, as we like to call it here at StrideScan. So I will invite my the presenters to join me on camera and unmute themselves. And starting with IUP Culinary Arts, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Well, I always tell students the most important thing is to make sure that you look at more than one school. And if you are going to look at more than one school, visit those schools as well, if it's possible, because you need to feel a part of that campus and a part of that university. And even if you think it's a small school and it might not be for you, when you get there, it might be a different experience for you.
Albright College. I
would say that my biggest tip would be to, once you have chosen a school, remember that it's not set in stone. You're able to transfer. There are options, but once you get there, be open, because I really feel like that's the best way to understand what a school has to offer you. Ask the questions that you're uncomfortable to ask. Reach out to professors, reach out to other students, look into the resources that are actually there for you on campus. Take that initiative, because I think if you do that, you really will understand what and where you are much better.
Glenville State College.
So I have been through this a lot. I transferred my freshman year of college because I went to a place that I didn't like at all, because I didn't listen to my heart. I didn't go to the place that I thought I should have been at from the get-go. So follow your gut. Trust your own instincts, and yeah, ask the questions that you need answered, because otherwise you're going to go to a place that you don't want to be at long term.
Paul Smith.
Yeah, I would say if this is a new start for you, if you don't know anyone that's coming to school, be yourself, or be who you've always wanted to be, and be confident, and introduce yourself to people that you don't think you would originally, and just be you.
DKU.
Sure. Well, I would say that two aspects that we look really closely at for DKU applicants that I think that you should really spend a lot of time on are the essay, your application essay, and any additional essays that different schools require, and then also the interview. So DKU does offer interviews to certain applicants. So think really closely about that. Don't just focus totally on having the perfect GPA or the perfect test score. Really think about what you're looking for in a college and what you can bring to the school, and then really pull that out as you're writing your essay and as you're going into your interview.
And Temple University.
I'm going to culminate everybody's answer into one specific answer. Once you compile your list of your top 5, 15, 36, however many schools you're applying to, I recommend reaching out to each school's admissions office respectively. While we all offer pretty much some of the same majors and the same experiences, application processes can vary from school to school. So what might be test optional here at Temple might not be the same as test optional at Albright. What might be early decision here might not be the same at IUP. So always just introducing yourself to an admissions counselor that's responsible for your territory or your area, and introducing yourself. I always recommend to just BCC us on the same exact email. I just got an email from a student that was sending, I guess, to UPenn. So I promise you that we don't count that against you. We know that you're applying to a bunch of different schools, but just to save yourself a little bit of work, just BCC everybody in the same email, introduce yourself. If you have any general questions about the application process or majors offered, programs offered, put that out on paper so that you can have a better understanding of the process at each school respectively.
And I do see one hand raised, IUP, before we conclude.
Sorry, I did not mean to do that.
That's all right, no worries. Well, thank you to our wonderful panelists today for your insight, your institutional knowledge and information. Thank you to all of the participants for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording if you want to replay, as well as all of the other session recordings from the virtual college fair series at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. We wish you the best of luck and thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day.